Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Prehistoric Speculation, where today I'm going to be talking about what's new in Jurassic World Evolution 2 compared to Jurassic World Evolution 1. This video is for people who have played the first game and are sort of pondering on whether to get the second game and whether it's a big enough jump for them. And it's also for people who are just looking at the game in general and want to see what they can expect in this game. But before I get into it, please remember to like and subscribe, it really does help me out. It means a lot to me. And also, please remember to go check out my Discord, a link to it will be in the description and in the comments below. So please go follow that, it is a great place to be. You'll get all of the latest news about this channel as soon as it comes out. And same thing for subscribing as well, so please do that. Now, let's get into it. So, first thing, the most obvious thing in the jump between the first and the second game, there's many, this is going to be a huge list, hopefully it's not too long, but the main one is the addition of aquatic and flying reptiles. This is a giant jump from the first game, because although we did see the Pteranodons in Return to Jurassic Park DLC, they were on a set animation loop, and weren't very exciting to see. The only thing they could really do was get hit by a storm and escape. But in this, they'll have fully unique animations, they can fly around properly, they can even fight, they have territories, they have requirements, they can escape, they can do everything a normal dinosaur can, but they're marine and aquatic reptiles, which is really, really, really cool. So yeah, that's the major thing in this game. There's a lot of other really, really major stuff, but this is probably the most important thing for everyone out there who's just playing it because of the pretty dinosaurs. That's a pretty good reason to get it, I'd say. The next big one is the improvement of animations and just dinosaur models and everything to do with them in general. This is something that was so needed in the first game. So if you're comparing which one to get, the first game or the second game, because one's a bit cheaper, one's a bit more expensive, I would say the second game alone based on this fact. Because in the first game, all of the dinosaurs, all they do, they walk about, they do really weird janky turns, they eat, they sleep, or they didn't even sleep when the game came out, they eat, they drink, and then they get in circles, and they just roar at each other, and that is what the game considers as social behaviour. But in the new game, there's so much more. There's so many cute videos of Parasol officers rolling on their back from the gameplay demos we've seen, and T-Rexes can play fight with each other. There's so much more stuff, and on top of that, dynamic hunting as well. So Velociraptors now pack hunt, and T-Rex's fights and all of that stuff will be much cooler. There's also a couple other improvements, such as the territory system, where dinosaurs will set out their sort of own enclosure, allowing for sanctuary parks to be available, if that is something you were missing from the first game. The herbivores have also had a slight improvement in that they will now only eat from foliage. So basically the paleobotany system from Claire's Sanctuary is the only way you can feed them, except it's no longer from a feeder, it's from the actual vegetation that's in their enclosure. Talking about vegetation, another major thing is much more improved brush tools. You will now have 6 different types of foliage you can brush in their enclosures, so that's 6 different types of trees, that's like 5 different types of new foliage, there's rocks, there's logs, there's everything. The only thing that hasn't been improved is the actual terrain system with the hills and the water. That is relatively the same, which is sort of a bummer, but it is slightly improved in the steepness of the hills you can get. But yeah, just that alone, all of the new stuff is really cool. On top of that, not only are you now getting 6 new variants, you're also getting 5 new biomes. That's the desert biome, the taiga biome, the alpine biome, which is very, very similar to the taiga biome, but slightly differs in a couple of the foliage types. Then there's the tropical biome and the deciduous woodland biome. All of them look absolutely incredible, and I'm sure all of them will add their own unique personality to the park. And again, all of them have their own types of rocks, their own types of foliage, and all of that stuff. There are 3 new dinosaurs we've seen so far as well. That is the Chinzalsaurus, the Amargasaurus, and Coelophysis. So if you like new dinosaurs, that's a front where currently they're lacking, but I assume they'll be giving us a couple more throughout the remainder of the time before the game comes out, because we've seen 7 aquatic species, I think, or heard of 7 aquatic species. Yeah, we only have 3 new dinosaurs, which is really weird to me if that is how they're going with it, but my guess is that they just haven't gotten around to giving them all to us yet. Now, there are some major ways that the gameplay has been shaken up as well, not just in the actual dinosaur behaviour and the way it looks, but there are many big improvements to the actual gameplay. One of these is the scientist system. The scientist system is a system where to do research, you're going to need scientists, and these scientists have a certain amount of points to their name. So say you need 3 logistics points and 2 genetics points to get a task done. You're going to need maybe a scientist with 2 logistics points and 1 genetics point, and then another with 1 of each, and put them on the task together and they'll complete it. You'll have to pay them a monthly wage, and they'll get stressed and they'll protest and all of the stuff that you get in Planet Zoo and other park builder games like Planet Coaster and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's just a way to add an actual staff system for the game. There is no janitors or anything like that yet, but there are now benches. The guests will use them, but they're not like a requirement for the guest thing. Although decorations do improve the thing, it's not like a rest requirement or anything like that. So yeah, you can now make your parks look a lot more snazzy with the decorations. Another way you can make your parks look a lot more snazzy is with the improved building system, where now, instead of placing, say, an arcade or a restaurant, you'll now place a medium amenity, and then you can add what it sells, what stuff it has inside, so maybe an arcade or something, and then you can fully customize the outside with like 5 different presets for like the roof, the walls, all of that sort of stuff has its own like 5 different presets for it, and you can mix and match them, giving you huge amounts of variety in the shape alone. And on top of that, you have every colour under the sun, because you now have a colour wheel, which is really awesome. When I first heard that they were doing this, I thought, oh, maybe we'll get 4 or 5 colours or something to choose from, but no, we get a full-on colour wheel, which is insane. So you can fully colour code your park if you wanted to. You can have a fully red area for the carnivores and a fully green area for the herbivores or something like that. So yeah, that's another really awesome feature. There are a lot of other slight improvements, like some improvements to the tour systems and some other stuff like that, just making it all a bit more smooth, but that's about it. There are no new attractions as well, if that is something that is a break or make thing for you. I don't know why it would be, but if you're wanting to see some new attractions, we haven't seen any yet. Again, as of recording this, there are 3 weeks roughly until the game is released. My full playthrough of that will be on this channel if you want to subscribe. But yeah, so there's not many improvements to the attraction system yet, but hopefully we can see some more stuff in the future. Now, let's go into talking about the game modes themselves and less about the game. So, there's one new game mode, and that is Chaos Theory. Chaos Theory is a game mode where you'll be able to go back to each of the Jurassic films respectively and do a scenario in which you basically do a what if of that movie. So you can go back to Jurassic Park, I don't know what you do there, go back to Jurassic Park 2 where you can build a San Diego park. You go to San Diego and you have the big amphitheater, and there's loads of footage of that if you want to go find it. I won't have it in the background, but yeah, there's loads of footage of that. Best in Slot and Swerve, and I've played an hour of it if you want to go see it. But yeah, the Chaos Theory seems like a really interesting concept. It'll be a lot like the Return to Jurassic Park DLC, like very similar to the Return to Jurassic Park DLC. But I imagine it all will still be awesome, because, you know, it's the old films. In the campaign, you are now no longer building parks themselves, but what you were doing is you were working for the American government. Kajal Dua is now a member of the CIA, which, interesting jump, but you know, and then George Lambert is again working for the CIA. We don't know what Isaac Clement does. I have a theory on that if you want to go look on my channel page. But yeah, so everyone's working for the CIA, and now you're just capturing dinosaurs, making people are safe, making sure people aren't hunting the dinosaurs, and it's generally more about animal welfare. This means that campaign is less focused on park building, and that is more taken care of by the third game mode, which is the challenge mode. This is where you'll be building your parks, and you'll be getting challenges, and you're trying to make everything look really, or not look really pretty, but make a park that works well. You'll be getting loads of dinosaurs and all that sort of stuff. The campaign, you obviously will be making dinosaurs, and maybe by the end you get to make a park or something, but from what we've seen so far, it's not really much of a park-heavy experience, whereas the challenge mode definitely very much is. Now, the last game mode is obviously Sandbox. There's not too much to say about Sandbox, but it is very cool. Now, if this has already convinced you to buy the game, now it might be time to think about the deluxe edition as well, because with that you'll be getting 5 new creatures. One of them is Huangasaurus, which you'll recognise from the first game. There are 2 new dinosaurs, one being the Pachyrhinosaurus, which looks incredible if you ask me. The other one is the Megalosaurus, I think, which again looks pretty cool, looks very cool. We've seen another skin for it where it's got white and black patterning, which again is awesome. And then we have the Geosturbernia, which is a really, really awesome looking flying creature. It's chunky. And then we have the Atomboasaurus, which is also really cool. So basically, 3 of the dinosaurs in the deluxe thing are probably 3 of my favourite dinosaurs in the game. So that I've bought the deluxe edition just for that. Whether you like the designs as much, I'll probably put them on screen now. Whether you like them as much as I did is, personal opinion. I'm sure you will, they are very cool. Now, I think that is it. So, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please remember to like and subscribe. It really does help me out. Go check out my Discord in the description and the comment section below. It is great. Leave a comment if you have anything to add to this, anything you think I've missed in this video, because I can guarantee there is one. And anyway, so, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!